Welcome to Adjunctitis, from surviving to thriving, teaching hacks to reduce stress, save time, and avoid common pitfalls. I'm April Brown, an assistant professor at Cal State LA. We've gone over quite a few topics so far that adjuncts and new professors may find challenging, from creating syllabi to some of the most important legal information you need to know, and how to give feedback to your students. This one, though, is something you will definitely need before you head to your first day of class. Welcome to episode 16, Trying the Tech. First, a story. I had a great idea for my Intro to Journalism class one semester. It would introduce several concepts we'd dig into in the coming months, like news values, how journalists decide a story is newsworthy, celebrity culture, where some news outlets consider any celebrity outing newsworthy, and also the importance of facts. In this case, the lead singer of the alternative rock group The Cranberries, Dolores O'Riordan, had died in the hours leading up to the class. I quickly found a song of hers I liked and actually had, and I was going to play it before I formally started the class, and then would start with a question. Who is this person, and why are she and the song newsworthy today? A little nebulous, sure, but it is a journalism-related story, and it would lead nicely into my lesson. Only there was a problem. I hadn't taught in this particular room or building before, and I didn't know they had a Windows setup, which was very different from the Mac setups in my normal building. I could play the song, but not through the speakers. I would have played it through my laptop, which had that song on it, but I didn't bring it. I did have my iPad, though, but there was no place to connect it. So I played the song from my iPad in a very acoustically poor room. Many students couldn't hear it. It was not a good first impression. Now, we all know that preparation is key, but with such a variety of technology and teaching tools that can vary from building to building and room to room in any campus, it pays to check it out ahead of time. Not a few minutes before the class starts, but I recommend even before the semester begins, because otherwise there may be classes going on in there. So, first questions first. Do you know where the room is? Do you know how to get there? And do you know how long it'll take you to get there if you factor in student and faculty traffic? There's a whole host of things you'll want to know once you actually get to the room itself. Will it be open? Or do you need a key or a special pass? If so, where can you get those sorted and how quickly can you get them? If the room has a computer, what's the setup? Is there a desktop with an internet connection? Is it a Windows or Mac? Are you familiar with whatever's there? Are there ports for a thumb drive if you have one? If you're bringing a laptop, are there connectors, and are they the right one for your computer? If you're using a laptop, do you have the Wi-Fi network and password info, preferably for the secure network, not the guest network? If you will be using a laptop, do you know how to show your screen on the projector or monitors in the room? If there is a projector, do you know how to bring the screen up and down, turn the projector on and off? And how is your audio connected to all of this? Same questions for monitors or TV screens. How do you turn them on? Which input is the one you use for the laptop? And how is your audio connected to the monitors or external audio systems? Classrooms are set up in so many different ways, and it also means there are lots of ways the setup can be broken, or set up incorrectly, or just messed up by the person who teaches before you. So, do you know what you'll do if you run into problems? You are going to want to have the school's IT numbers handy. And if there's a specific IT group that deals with classroom tech, you will want to have that number on speed dial. You may also want to find out whether they have any helpful sessions on how to set up and use their tech, maybe in tutorial form, so you can have some idea of how it's supposed to work before you get there and actually try it out. And those IT numbers can come in handy if you're teaching online too, by the way. If you are teaching online, do you know how to use the school's Zoom or equivalent? Do you have a special room of your own, and are you allowed to let the students in? Do you know how to share your screen or screens? Do you know how to enable the transcript function or recording in case students need that? Do you know how to see the chat so you can follow students' questions as you go? Personally, I have 2 screens when I'm teaching on Zoom from home. One with the Zoom room, the chat, and the list of participants, and the other for the content I'm sharing. I found it just doesn't work very well with me trying to crowd everything onto one screen. It's great if you can get all your text sorted out before day 1. And students come rolling in at different times. I try to be there at least 15 minutes before the class starts. Sometimes I'll play music just so I don't seem quite so intimidating. Maybe I even seem a little fun. Gives them a sense of who I am. And I also get to greet them as they come in and try to learn their names if I haven't had them in class before. Extra chance for everybody to build a good first impression of one another when you are not stressing out about whether or not your tech will work. We'll have a cheat sheet, things that you can check off when you go to school and try to figure out what your world there is going to look like. Those are in the teaching tools section of episode 16 on our website, adjunctitis.com. If you have questions or issues you'd like me to address, please send them to questions@adjunctitis.com. Join our conversation on social. Right now we're at Adjunctitis on Threads, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. We are also on Facebook at facebook.com/adjunctitis. You can also use the hashtag Adjunctitis so we can form a community where questions can be asked and answered. If you enjoyed our podcast, please consider leaving a review and a rating. Those can help other people find us too. Please spread the word and help those who ask you for help. It's good teaching karma. Adjunctitis is a Look at It This Way production. I'm April Brown. Thank you for listening. Class dismissed.